This is an aeroid-based channel, but as a lot of you may know, I really like Hoya as well for a few different reasons. But before we get into that, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Aeroid District. So Hoyas make great indoor and outdoor plants. I've seen a lot of content out there that may suggest that they are harder than what they really are. And that has not been the case for me. I would even say that Hoya are easier than Apathos. Yes, I said it. I think they are easier than Apathos. Why is that? Because the watering is easier. They usually take a smaller pot so they conserve space. And most of the varieties can take a wide range of light and temperature. Listen, aeroid burnout is a real thing. For the past 6 months to a year, I have seen everybody's big anthurium all over Kendrick Lamar's internet. And the reason why you see a lot of the anthurium content is because aeroid collectors already got burnt out on philodendron. So I just think that Hoya are a good genus to break up the monotony. Especially for some of you aeroid bros, like y'all gotta understand, professional basketball players get away and play golf. Professional golf players get away and play tennis sometimes. You gotta break up the monotony if you are boxed in to that aeroid world. That's how I looks at it. Let's talk about revenue. Now, if you are a plant seller, especially at home, Hoyas generate the most revenue over a stretch of time than just about any other aeroid. That is just the truth, and let me show you how. Let's take this philodendron, for example. Let's take this anthurium, for example. When it comes to just basic propagation, I can get one propagation, maybe two, off of this philodendron if I grow it just a little bit more. When it comes to propagating this anthurium, I probably can get one propagation. So if I take into account how much I bought each of these plants for, my profit will be in a range of $20 to $100 if I were to sell propagation from any of these plants. Do you follow me? But if you were to take this Hoya, for example, I bought it for $30. Look at this Hoya. I can cut this one up and make about 15 plus propagations from this single $30 plant. Each of those cuttings can be sold for $15. So if you 15 times 15, I make a profit of around $280. And that's just being, I would say, modest. Because if I make a cutting and it grows a couple of leaves, that propagation is a $30 plant. So if you times 15 by 30, you're looking at a profit of $450 easily from this one plant that I purchased for $30. Revenue. Now, the most important reason why I really like Hoya is because they just pull out the creativity in my brain. I don't know, you got to understand, Hoya leaves are not going to go through a big transformation like aeroids. Even when it comes to color, you may get different variegation and sun stress, but nothing like aeroids. Aeroids just completely transform. So when it comes to the Hoyas, I like to get creative. I like to set them up in creative ways. And that's how I have fun with these plants. They really do. It's a therapeutic process. It just gets the creative juices flowing. And that's what's going to happen in this video. So let's get into a few Hoya projects. I need to do something with this Hoya latifolia, macrophylla, whatever they want to call it. I call it the dinner plate Hoya. That's the common name. And look, y'all know good and well why they call this the dinner plate Hoya. Because you can definitely eat some chips and dip off of this foliage. Lizzie gave me this plant. Lizzie, I think, I forgot her Instagram name. I'll post it up, but she was a plant friend that I met doing content. And when I moved out here, I was able to go by her house and she gave me a lot of free things. I appreciate you, Lizzie, for that. She gave me this propagation here. I had it sitting in water. That's how she gave it to me. And look at all these roots. Now, I don't want to let this nice dinner plate Hoya go to waste. So I've been waiting to set this up some type of a way. I got to get creative with this one. I don't know. I'm going off top of the dome. Let's figure out what we want to do with this dinner plate Hoya. All right, so I got a bunch of junk from a store called Habitat for Humanity. Have y'all ever heard of that store? It's called Habitat for Humanity. Yeah, leave a comment below if you shop at that store, because that store be having some shit for real. Yeah, so everything I got from that shop was like less than $5, because a lot of their items are 50% off during the week or something like that. So less than $5, all of this less than $5. Now this right here, this was $8, because it's pretty much $17 with the 50% off. And I think I'm going through a phase. I'm going through a phase where I like cultural art pieces. If it got like an antique artifact look to it, I kind of like it. So when it comes to this dinner plate Hoya, I think I'm gonna try to do something with this first. I guess it's fitting, like, I don't know. Hey, we just try it out. I'm winging it here. If I don't like it, I'll change it. But yeah, let's try to do something with this first. So I found this little 4-inch pot laying around. It's dirty, it's used, I don't even know where it came from, but I found this, and on the first try, look, I put it, oh shit, okay. Hopefully it can sit like this inside of this vessel. That's kind of cool. It fit right in there. And I think what I'll do is stuff some plastic items down in here so this pot doesn't sink down any further. But I think it can only go, it can only go a couple inches down. And then that's when the pot kind of closes up and it doesn't allow the pot to slide down any further. But I'll fill it up with like some plastic items to here, and we'll get this little pot to sit right on top of the plastic. That's pretty cool. And mind you, the Hoya, they have they don't have a big root system. They like to be snug, as we've discussed plenty of times. They prefer like a smaller pot, and that way it will push out leaves a lot quicker than if you were to give it a lot of space. The thing is, these leaves are very heavy, and this plant will not put out a leaf from this vine until it feels like it is tight and secure. You feel me? So that's why I want the roots to fill up this small pot, and then it'll start pushing out leaves from this long vine here. This is the mix I will be using. We got some good quality sphagnum moss, perlite, a little Osmocote fertilizer, some leca, and just a little bit of standard potting mix just for some nutrients. So does anybody else like to custom make their potting mix? Like, I really like to custom make my potting mix for each plant sometimes, because I kind of look into the future and see what's gonna be happening with that plant. When it comes to this dinner plate Hoya, there's a chance that it might be in a more dry environment. So that's why I went heavier on the sphagnum moss, because dinner plate Hoyas are actually thirsty. They do drink up a lot of water. So when it comes to this pot, I want to go heavy on the sphagnum moss, just in case I put it in a low humidity environment and the potting media dries out too quickly. The good thing about it is this plant ain't gonna freak out if it does dry out. When they dry out, they'll give you a good 7 days before they show signs of stress, So let's go ahead and start getting this one set up. So I found this styrofoam from a package that I opened. I'm gonna use this to stuff down in here just to fill the gap of this whole bottom portion. See here. think that's cool. And if water drips down in here, it'll eventually evaporate out, or I can take the plant out and just pour it out. So let's see how this looks if it sits down in here. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Yeah, I like that. So, you know, it wouldn't be an Aero District project unless I kind of top dress this with something. So let me go find that and we'll show you the finished project. Okay, so that's one down. I actually enjoyed that project because it was easy. All I had to do was pot this up in a smaller pot and sit it in this piece of ceramic, whatever this is. But it kind of made this piece of art come to life, or I don't know, maybe the actual Hoya came to life because it was just sitting in a glass of water. But I really enjoyed doing that, and it was just easy. So one down. Let's move on to the next. These are Hoya Wilbur Graves cuttings right here. I severely neglected these cuttings. Yeah, they actually got silver variegation on them, but they also have a little bit of white paint sprayed on them. I was painting the ceiling in one of these rooms and some paint droplets got on this, so I won't be able to post this or list this on my Etsy shop. So I figure I'll put it in something nice, and then once the new growth comes out, I could propagate that and then offer that up on the Etsy shop. So this would be a quick one as well. Let's pot this up. I think I'm gonna go for a silver on silver. So what is this cup? Is this like a gravy boat or? No, this ain't no gravy boat because it doesn't have the spout, but I don't know. It looked like some type of old medieval cup. So that's why I bought it for $2. But it's like solid steel or solid iron or something like that. And it doesn't have a drainage, but I'm gonna just stick this one in here and call it a day. So this is a no drainage situation. So I'm gonna use leca, a little bit of sphagnum moss. We got path cow and perlite. So I'll mix this all up. It should have a lot of air pockets, and it should be able to wick up moisture if there is a little bit of water sitting at the bottom. So that's how I custom made the potty mix for this situation. Speaking of gravy boat, how was y'all Thanksgiving? I had like the best Thanksgiving yet. Like that was a really good time. I hosted about 30 people. And it was crazy in here. It was definitely enjoyable though. And what makes it the best Thanksgiving was that all the food was on point. We had about like, what, 15 different dishes? Like, I don't know, we had a full-on spread and it was just amazing. Dessert was bomb, and you know, like, I could cook. So all the stuff I made was pretty good, but then like, my sisters, they can throw down. And then my cousin and comment, like all the food was just top notch. My cousin Greg fried a turkey and it was the best that I ever tasted. Like, comment below and let me know how your Thanksgiving went. All right, cheers. Another one down. So I like the Wilbur Graves. It's a little bit simple. It just, I don't know. I have to do something with it just to spice things up. But yeah, that's just a little Wilbur Graves. I'm pretty sure once it starts to trail out, we may even do something different, or I can find a spot to put this in and just let it do its thing. I want it to trail. I don't want it to vine up. So we'll see what happens with that. So next up, we have the Hoya Black Margin, also known as the Hoya Parasitica or something like that. I purchased these from Mona. So if you know the YouTube channel Plant Therapy, Mona, she's one of my plant friends. I purchased this from her shop on Palm Street, and she added in a nice little gift. That's gonna be the next plant that I'm trying to set up, but right now we're gonna work on these black margin. Mona, as soon as I got your plant, I cut it up like crazy. Now we got a bunch of cuttings. You already know how I go. But I appreciate you. Oh, you know what? It has the label on here. This is the Hoya verticillata. That's probably what she purchased it as. So yeah, let's do something with this one. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking that the Hoya black margin needs some type of globe shape. But clearly, look at this. This ain't my style. We can't do nothing with this. We gotta yeah, revamp this whole little pot right here. And I think yeah, this gonna be dope. All right, let's get started. Let's work on this first. So this is the verticillata, black margin. This is how it came out. I'm laughing because it looks like a kettlebell. Y'all know, y'all go to the gym, y'all see them little kettlebell weights where you be like, that's what it looked like, but I like it. So I'm noticing that with my projects, I'm kind of starting over with a lot of my plants. So I ain't got no big, huge plants to show you. I may have a couple that are like bangers that are, you know, really sizable, but these ones that I'm trying to set up, they're kind of small. And when I imagined doing this video, I thought it would be, you know, I don't know, I just imagined the plants being a lot bigger, but this is just to get them started and on their way. And the next time I visit Hoyas, we gonna have some bangers. What can I do with these items here? I got this from Goodwill for $2. And whatever this is, it was 89 cents. I don't know if I should be touching this because look at it, just look. It looked like very rusted and tattered and all of those kind of words, but maybe I should put on gloves when I touch this because it's a part of it was sticky too, you know, and I'm not trying to get gangrene on my fingers, you know, because we all want a green thumb, but we don't want a green thumb. So matter of fact, I'm gonna just wash this because I brought it home and I did not yeah, it's nasty in here. Like, I don't know, whatever this is, it has a story. So this is the beautiful Hoya sunrise that I got from Mona. Like Mona, if you check this plant out, it is already sun stressing. Look at how, let me get out the picture. Look at how them new leaves is coming in and we starting to get the color all over it. And it has definitely branched out in a couple different areas just within a matter of a couple months. So when it comes to these pieces that I got from Goodwill, I don't think this matches up. You know, they're not talking to each other. This is a little bit too rusted. Looking for this nice Hoya sunrise. So we're gonna have to do something else with this Hoya sunrise. But just speaking on this plant, I started to get the color when I put it close to like a colder window. That's when I noticed that it's starting to get red spots and you know, that sunlight comes through the window, and then at night it's kind of cold now that it's like deep into the fall, and that's when it started to, especially that new red leaf right there. I think I'm gonna put the Rosita with this because it has that stir fry look. Hey. Stir fry. What's that Migos song? Where they go? Wait, how did Migos song go? In the kitchen, wrist twisting like it's stir fry. In the kitchen, wrist twisting like it's stir fry. Hey, where the stir fry at? Hold on, let me get it. So this is the Hoya Rosita that I said looks like stir fry. This does not look like stir fry, but You know what I mean? Like, you know, like when you go to the Mongolian beef or whatever, you get the stir fry, you know, your plate is like a lot of brown and green and stuff. Um, that's what I had in mind when I was thinking about this. But this is good material for this gangrene setup right here. Look how mangy and wild this looks. I think it'll match with this. Yeah, they calling for each other. So let me go do that. Matter of fact, let me go do all my projects without trying to film it, and I'll come back for a show and tell. How about that one? First, we have Hoya rosita. Look, it's a little bit of sun stress on these leaves. But I have this set up in this little wire basket that I bought. And this metal coconut shaped pot. I put a piece of charcoal there and just set that there. But that's not the final setup. I think what I'm gonna do with this one is find like a bowl that can fit down into this wire basket. Put like shallow water and set a kokedama right in that wire basket. That'll be the final setup when I get some time. This next one is a Hoya Lois Andrewiana. In the past video, I set this one up. It only had these two leaves. And since then, it has grown this one. It grown a vine here. And it grew this leaf here with a vine. So that one is finally starting to pop off. And as you can see, it's in a regular terracotta pot with rocks and preserved moss down in there with this bendable moss pole. And over here, I'm a little bit upset about this one. This is, what is this? Hoya tangamis. Now, I really like this Hoya here. It's one of the large veiny Hoyas, and I'm just a little bit mad about the pot. I made a mistake and bought some paint from Family Dollar. Y'all don't do that, because look, the paint had a lot of filler in it and it just dripped all over the place like water. But yeah, that's the Hoya tangamis. I have bamboo trellis that I painted gold, and that one is trying to get situated. I top dressed that one with like slate rock. You can see that. Next, we have a dinner plate Hoya. I don't know if I'm gonna put this one in this room, but I just really like the vibe of that. Like, can you just imagine if this starts to grow leaves all over this trellis? Yeah, that's gonna be a cool little setup. Hoya black margin. And this right here, I call this the flying saucer. Wait, so y'all got a peep game on what this is. I forgot the name of this plant. Apicia, there we go. I stuck some Apicia in this, and also Hoya polyneura. So this is the reason why I call it the flying saucer. So we got the we have these Hoya polyneura cuttings that I stuck in here, and they actually starting to grow new leaves. Every last one of them has new growth. You can see there. And I'm gonna let this rock out, but I don't like this Apicia plant in here, so I'm gonna do something about that. And then I got some moss from my backyard that I put on here, and it's actually starting to grow. So that's the flying saucer. I will hang this one up somewhere when I find a place for it. Hoya callistophila. Like, this one is just, I love this one. Yep, that's in my top 3. But this next one is my absolute favorite. Hoya undulata. This is my favorite. Like, look at those leaves. I want to get this one out in the sun so you can really take a look at it. I mean, I just feel like this is what a cool, rare Hoya is all about right here. I really like the Hoya undulata, and it is actually easy to care for. I've heard a lot of horror stories about this one, and it just hasn't been the case for me. I've it propagated easily, and it just grows easily as long as you don't water it too much, you know. Keep it in a smaller pot and don't water it too much, then you good. I would not leave this potting media wet for longer than 2 or 3 days, because I know this one doesn't really like water. But yeah, that one has to be my favorite Hoya at the moment. My favorite used to be the Clemenciorium, but Undulata just took the crown. Next over, we do have my Hoya Clemenciorium. Like, y'all get y'all one of these. This one's easy too. This one is easy. It handles anything. I neglect this one like crazy, and it just keeps growing. And man, look at the detail on these leaves. So imagine when I finally put it out in like strong light and we start getting some color on these veiny leaves. That's gonna be crazy. So this is a whole entire mess right here. So I'm not gonna go through this one, but I have some Wilbur Graves, New Guinea Ghosts, and this really big Obovata all in this big pot. This big pot has a large branch in here, and if I pull back, you can kind of see that it's a branch and it's holding 3 pendant lights, and that is what's lighting up this whole area here. And something cool hanging from this tree is it's a little starter linearis. So the linearis is inside of a smaller pot that's sitting inside of this globe. I was just kind of flirting with the idea of setting my linearis up like this. Once it gets full and starts to trail out, maybe I'll keep it like this. It has a wire that's connected to a branch up here. But that's how I set this one up for now. Let me see, back there we have some Hoya Germany. So I'm gonna just leave this whole section like this until I find a method to my madness, but I'm gonna leave it like that. What do we have here? Oh, this is another one. This gotta go in my top 5 because I really like the Hoya Chow Bang. Now, this is a branch that I found on the streets at the Waffle House, to be exact. Waffle House parking lot. We got sticks. Like, sometimes you don't need to buy a trellis, you know? You don't need to buy a trellis because sticks are for free. But I don't know how to show. Let me set this up right here. You can kind of see what's going on with this one. Now, this Hoya Chow Bang is clambering all over this branch that I found, and it put out this long vine that's on its own. It's just traveling along this stick here. I think that that's really cool. It's fun to watch, but check out the texture of these leaves. It has a fuzzy surface with a raised veiny texture. It's really dope. We have a lot of foliage on this side of the plant. Man, this is a cool Hoya right here. So that's the Hoya Chow Bang. So to close out this video, I have my favorite Hoya Undulata with me. I mean, look at it. Now, I need your help. What should I do to this Hoya Undulata? Like, how should I set it up? What do you guys think? Leave a comment below if you have a cool idea of what I can do with this Hoya Undulata. I just can't think of anything, like how I would really want this to be set up long term. I can't think of anything, so I do need your help. Leave that comment. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. We love the Hoyas. And I'm just trying to influence everybody to get into them. But appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. My name is Dave, and I'll see y'all in the next video.